Okay, so again in the continuation of chain surveying, we're moving some more related concept of chain surveying. So today we'll discuss this offset and their types. In the chain surveying, we're using this discussion offset and their types, right? So these things we have to discuss: definition and classification. We also discuss the procedure, how to draw the offset, right? So these the three things we have to discuss today: the definition of offset, then classification, and then certain procedure to draw the offset there, right? So first we need to understand the concept, right? So let me explain the concept, then we'll back to the definition, right? Then we'll back to the definition. So just all of you just listen carefully and also look at the slide itself. For example, we have a station A, right? And there is chain line has been drawn from here. As you know, as I have already shown you, chain line should be drawn like that: one straight line, then some three dots, and then again chain line. So this is going to represent chain line. So from A, one chain line has been there. So this is chain line, right? This is chain line. And when you are moving to, you have drawn the chain line. Now we have another feature in that survey area. For example, there is another feature. It may be building, it may be some any other kind of feature. It may be building, it may be temple, church, anything, right? Now we have to draw this feature also in our map. So how we can make this kind of representation in the map? So what we have to do, we have to draw one what we have to do through this. We have to draw one perpendicular line from here to this feature, right? It is perpendicular line. Consider it perpendicular line from here to this feature, right? Right, you are drawing this and you are representing the same thing there. Okay, this feature, yeah, this feature is from some 1 meter, 2 meter, whatever the distance is there from this chain line, and you are representing the feature on the map itself. So this distance, right, this distance, get that? So this distance from the chain line is called offset. Have you get that? This distance from the chain line, it may be your left side of the chain line, it may be your right side, and whatever be the features that you are locating there, you are drawing the perpendicular line from the chain line to that feature, and then you are measuring the distance. So all this activity is known as offset, right? Or if you have to simplify it, so here we are knowing the distance of that feature from the chain line. So that is known as offset, right? Concept is clear to all of you? Now back to the definition. So now we are supposed to read the definition. You can easily understand the concept. See, lateral measurement to the chain line for locating ground feature are known as offset. Just look at it. Lateral measurements. Lateral measurements, the simple meaning of lateral is side, right? Side. This is chain line. Consider this is chain line, right? And lateral measurement to chain line for locating ground features. And ground feature means, and lateral means both left and right, right? So whatever be the feature that is available there, you are measuring that. You are measuring. Measurement is there. So measurement means the distance between that feature with the chain line, right? That is known as offset. That is known as offset. So these things you have to keep in mind there. So you are locating ground features from that chain line, and as I told you, we are just drawing one perpendicular line and then you are measuring the distance. So that lateral measurement from chain line to locating any ground features are known as offsets. So now definition is clear in all of your mind. Very simple definition, very simple
Yes,
understanding,
sir.
and you have to just you are not supposed to memorize, but only memorize technical terms. You have to use lateral measurement. You can't write in your definition side by side, left and right side measurement. Lateral measurement has to be used, and by for understanding, you just use your simple imagination or simple image in real pictures. Since you are residing in certain area, there are certain lane. You just consider lane as a chain line, and both the features. Now you are locating both the feature on the both left hand right hand side. What the feature is there, right? So and you are measuring the distance. So that is called lateral measurement. So keep in this visualization you should have, and you can easily understand the offset. So is there any question from this definition from anyone? Okay, so as assume the concept is or the definition is clear in all of your mind. Huh? Now classification. How the classification has been made. So there are two bases for classification that one need to understand: on the basis of direction, on the basis of length. These are the two bases, right? On this basis, direction and length, right? So let me explain again what does it mean. So on the basis of length, right, we have a short offset and we have a long offset, right? Short and long offset. So what the condition is given there? The short offset. If the offset are considered when they are less than 15 meter in length, it means distance of any feature from the chain line is less than, you have to remember, less than 15 meter, then it is short offset. And generally this short offset is preferred because if the offset will be short, so chance of error will be less, chance of error will be less, right? And the long offset means if if they are more than the 15 meter in length, right? That is long offset. So by mistake it is written over short, so we have to rectify it. It is long, right? They are called long. Let me rub it. It is long, right? Maybe sometimes it happen. So the offsets are got long when they are more than 15 meter length, and not only more than, equal to also. If it is equal to, because the question will come in mind, if less than, short, more than 15. So what the if we are exactly the 15 meter. So if the offset length is equal to or more than 15 meter, they are known as long offset. Is it clear? So it will be greater than equal to 15 meter. Here short less than 15 meter, but in long offset greater than equal to 15 meter. Then it is called long offset. And as I told you, to minimize the error, we are preferring short offset. Short offset. Is it clear? So now let me give you some explanation for that through the image. For example, we have one survey area, and this is just the top view. We have four stations: A, B, C, D, and it is chain line, right? It is chain line. Consider it is a chain line, right? Obviously, I'm not representing in a scientific way, but it is considered as a chain line, right? Is this A to B is a chain line, B to C is a chain line, C to D is a, and D to is a chain line. Now, we have studied that okay, when we have to locate certain features or when we are working on this chain survey, so there is one principle of triangulation has to be there. It means we have to divide the area into triangle. So we are just making one line. That line can be called as a baseline, and we are dividing the uh, this whole area into triangle, right? And a triangle should be, as I told you, there's one concept I have already explained. The triangle should be well conditioned. triangles should be well conditioned. In the triangulation I have explained you. So well, again I am repeating, the well conditioned means, listen carefully, well conditioned triangle means no angle should be less than 30 degree and not greater than 120 degree. Listen carefully. When you are doing the triangulation practice, the triangle should be well conditioned. And what is the meaning of well conditioned? Well conditioned means that no angle should be less than 30 degree or more than 120 degree. If it is less than or more than, it is not well conditioned. Except from this equilateral triangle, because equilateral triangle, all this angle is 60 60 60, so equilateral also known as ideal triangle here, right? These things you will keep in mind. So we are making a triangulation, right? Now we have one feature. For example, this is one feature I am locating from this particular baseline or this line, right? So the distance between is offset. We have got one offset. Now you are again drawing one tie line from here. Sorry, it's not straight, but you consider straight. And now you are looking here. This is another, for example, this is a point X. One tie line has been drawn. Now again you are measuring, or you are taking offset of that feature from here, right? Now if you measuring this distance, it may be more than 15 meter. Just take a consideration. And now again measuring it, if it is less than 15 meters, so this is long offset and this is short offset. And as I told you, generally we are preferring the short offset. So we can draw this tie line so that we can draw the short offset for our use. Is it clear to all of you now? This classification on the basis of length is clear. Any question? Fine. Now the another classification basis of direction. On the basis of direction, so there is two again there is two classifications on the basis of direction is there, as you are able to see here. One is perpendicular offset and the second is oblique offset, right? One is perpendicular, another is oblique. So perpendicular, as you look at here, perpendicular, as you know the meaning of perpendicular is 90 degree. It means if you are measuring the distance at right angle to the chain line from the object, that is known as perpendicular or rectangular or right offset, right? And oblique, if the angle is not at a right angle, that is called oblique offset. Again, you first read the definition, you can easily understand the distance measured at right angle to the chain line from the object are known as perpendicular or rectangular or right offset, whereas if it is not right angle, that is called oblique offset. Let me explain you again through the image. So you just look at this. We have this chain line, as you look at here properly, representation is there, chain line. This is one building, right? And then this is 90 degree. So again go back to this distance measured at the right angle to the chain line. So since it's right angle and then we are measuring this distance, right? So that is called perpendicular offset. Perpendicular offset. Try to understand clearly. Perpendicular offset. Angle should be 90 degree and then you are measuring the distance. It is also called right offset, or you can also call it as a rectangular offset. Similarly, if there is some other kind of feature, if you have, just look at here. Again, some lines have been drawn there, right? All we are locating all this aspect of building through this chain line. We are making the right angle also here. So this is perpendicular offset, right? Is it clear? It is not so difficult. If it is a chain line, right, and then if any kind of, if your house is there and you are just drawing one perpendicular line and you are measuring the distance, this is perpendicular offset or right offset or rectangular offset. Is it clear to all of you now? Perpendicular offset. right? And here one thing you should keep in mind, whenever the term offset is used, whenever if you using the term offset, or you are hearing this term offset, so generally the offset means perpendicular offset, right? It means what, if someone give you a task to draw the offset, so you are not supposed to ask whether you have to draw the perpendicular or oblique or some other thing. If the term offset come into your in your mind, or some is going to ask you about the offset, it means perpendicular offset. Is it clear? This is, for example, I told you, if you talk about the term forest, so forest basically represents the natural forest, right? So similarly, if offset will be there, uh, so you have to understand that the person is talking about only the perpendicular offset, and this perpendicular offset is usually preferred than the oblique, because it is simple, and it is going to and the work and even the drawing for this offset is bit simple, right? So that's why perpendicular offset is there. So when the term offset, again I'm repeating, when the term offset will be there, offset means perpendicular offset, right? Now we go for this oblique. As I told you, if the angle is not 90-degree, right? If you are putting the 2 point and then you are missed. So why you are supposed to take this angular measurement? So if you get certain kind of obstacle in a line of sight, right? You are drawing the chain line. Now you have to locate certain building. So there may be chances you are getting certain kind of obstacle where very difficult to draw the perpendicular. Have you get that? So you are shifting the position, then you are, for example, in between you are getting a pond or any kind of other features there, and you have to intention to look at this building. So you have to leave this place, then you are shifting yourself, and then you are locating this feature like that, where the angle is not 90 degrees. So that's called oblique offset. Is it clear to all of you now? So I understand both this perpendicular offset and oblique offset. Is there any question up to this point? So what I have discussed, I have already explained you the basic understanding of or the meaning of the term offset. Then I have discussed with this uh, the how to understand this concept of offset. Then I have discussed this classification here, where the perpendicular oblique offset has been discussed. So is there any question from anyone? If you are unable to understand anything here. Okay, so everything is clear. So there is some other example for that perpendicular offset, and for the same feature this is oblique offset, right? And if it is a road, and generally if it is curved road, just take example, if there is one feature, if it is a curved road, so you have to draw more than one or two offset here. You can just look at here, one offset is there, lots of offset you can draw. So all are perpendicular as you see. So this oblique perpendicular offset. Now method, how you can draw that, right? At least we should know how we can draw this offset, right? So these methods has been used, that is written on the swinging, using the cross staff, using optical or prism square. There is three method that is in there to draw the perpendicular offset, right? So let me explain you all this one by one. So first we move to the swinging, right? So let me give this swinging, right? It means what you have to do. Here you have to hold the tape. Generally tape you can use it on the chain line, right? And then you are swinging like that. Swinging. It means from here you are moving like that. Have you understand the concept? It means You can understand in this way. Sometimes people are doing all this practice also there. Just there is one any kind of peg you are doing, then you are tying one rope with this, and then you are rotating the rope like that. That is called swinging, right? So similarly, the things can be done there, right? This is the object that we have to locate, and then from here we are using the tape, and then we are swinging the tape on chain line, right? And then after that we are measuring all this distance. Just look at here, all this distance, and the shortest distance, right? Shortest distance that is going to measure from the object to the chain line is usually the perpendicular offset. Is it clear? Again, try to understand. We have to swing it. It means from here we are just swinging. You are moving the tape like this fashion, right? Just you are making a circle, something like that. You have to moving like that, fine. And then you have to measure all this distance, and the shortest distance from the object to the chain line is perpendicular offset. Have you get that? It's good. So let's move. So you can just look at here also. This is a chain line. Fine. This is the chain line, and you have to draw the perpendicular offset. So this is the first stage you have to use, and then you are making from here. You look at that this object is there, then one rope, and through the rope you are making a swing. You are swinging here and there. Just you can easily look at, and then as I told you, you have to measure the distance, and the shortest distance will be at the right angle, and that is your perpendicular offset by swinging. Perpendicular offset by swinging, right? Then you can use any peg to locate that position, and then you can measure this distance, and you have this perpendicular offset, right? I hope the concept is clear. Now, after that, we are using the cross staff. So, it's a kind of instrument through which we can draw the uh, perpendicular offset, right? So, we have to use this cross staff. So, first, let me show you some image. So, these are cross staff, right? This is called open cross staff. This is French cross staff, and this is adjustable cross staff, right? A, B, C. So generally we can use this because they will be simple to use. Here it is adjustable. We can adjust the angle also here in adjustable, right? So there are three kind of cross staff has to be used. Open cross staff. This is French, and this is adjustable, right? So now back to this. So just you can read the statement here that is written over there. All crosses are having two perpendicular lines of sight. So two perpendicular line of sight, you can easily look at there. Two perpendicular line of sight. So similarly, you have here to here two perpendicular line of sight. You are able to see here, right? Perpendicular line of sight, and the cross staff are mounted on a stand. So you just look at here. We have a stand, that the staff is mounted on stand, and then we have to use the first line of sight is set along the chain line and without disturbing setting right angle to the things. So how the things has to be there, let me explain you. We have to understand this cross staff is the instrument, right? This kind of instrument there, and there are three kind of cross staff is there. Again I am repeating: open, French, adjustable, and these are the features I have explained you, right? What the feature is there. So having two perpendicular line of sight, So using that feature, we are supposed to draw the perpendicular offset. So there is one image that has been made. Just look at here. So if we have a two station A and B, and now we have to locate this point C using this cross stab. So you have to place the cross stab at some point, right? And first you have to check whether this cross staff is properly aligned with this A and B or not, right? So obviously you are using a ranging rod here also. Now you place there, and then you have to look from this slit. This line is called slit, right? This line is called slit, through which you are able to see the things. So now you have to look from here, and you have to look this. So whether you are able to look this ranging rod from here, then you are crossing this slit, and then you are supposed to look here. If it is in a line, then the cross stab is placed at the proper and that particular chain line, right? Again listen carefully. If you are using this cross stab, you are placing this cross stab on this chain line, right? And then you have to look from both the slit and try to look this ranging rod. If all these two slit and the ranging rod is the same line, is it clear? And then without disturbing, again you have to check from this side also. You can check it from this side also. So if you are able to see the ranging rod, then we can say that the cross staff is placed at a proper position. Have you get that? And then we have to move, or your assistant will be move here, and he has to, or she has to look from both the slit here, and then one ranging rod can be placed at the point C, right? And since this both are perpendicular, so obviously this line will be perpendicular offset. Is it clear? Have you get that? How the instrument has to be used? Okay, then now I'm moving to this. And then we have this another optical instrument, basically optical sphere or prism sphere. As the name says, optical means certain lens has to be there, and then they are using on this formula. If the two mirrors are in a theta degree, then they reflect a right angle 2 theta. In the physics, you people have already studied this formula. So this instrument, this is the basis of this instrument. On this optical principle, instrument has been calibrated. Is it clear? So now how the instrument can be used, you can look at here. So this instrument has been placed, right? And then a person is looking through this instrument. So just look at here this image, right? The thing has been enlarged here. So he is looking this ranging rod. He is looking this ranging rod from the instrument. This is the first thing. Then again, he's just adjusting so that you are supposed to get this kind of image in that instrument. See, if this is not, if he is looking like that, then instrument is not at the right angle. But if through this instrument, if you are getting this image in that instrument, because in that instrument a mirror has been used, so mirror can, the image of those ranging rod will be reflected on that mirror. So you have to adjust the instrument like that so that you are able to get this kind of condition. If it is this kind of condition, it means that is your perpendicular offset. That is your perpendicular offset. Is it clear? Similarly, this kind of practice has been done there. Same kind of practice is there. Just look at it again. You have to get this position only. Have you look at the person is looking there. See, since two mirror has been there, so one image from here, one image from here is coming on this instrument, and if it is match like that, then we can say that this is our perpendicular position. So that is right angle. The line can be drawn like that. Clear? So now we can put any can peg or arrow to mark that position, and from here you can make one chain line, and chain line will be or the perpendicular, and then you have to measure the distance. So that is perpendicular offset, or measuring or drawing perpendicular offset with that of instrument, optical or prism square, right? Then another method is 345 method. This is the based on this, have you studied this right angle triangle, and there is one relation between hypotenuse, perpendicular and base, isn't it? So this is one important relation between 3, 4, 5. If base is 3 and the perpendicular refers, obviously hypotenuse should be 5. That's the one condition that you will already studied in mathematics in class 9, 10. Right, there's go 3, 4, 5 method, isn't it? And you can test it, isn't it? What's the formula for this hypotenuse? The square of this and square of this has to be added, then you have to get the square root. So 3, 3, 9 plus 4 square 16, so it's 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. So you have this hypotenuse. So this is 3, 4, 5 method has to be used to draw the perpendicular. Is it clear? So how the method has been? Let's look at it. You are just fixing one point, and then you are just making the base. You are taking 3 meter here. You are 4 meter, and then if it is 3 and 4, so there should be 5 meter. If it is not 5, so you have to adjust your position. For example, you see this is chain line, so it will be straight line, no issue in that. But when you are making a measurement from here, it line may be deflected like that, deflected like that. So if it is deflected, so obviously it will not be 5 meter. So now you have to adjust it properly, so that if you are going to measure from this point to this point, the length should be 5 meters. So when you achieve this position, so you can fix this point as a perpendicular offset. Is it clear to all of your mind? Right? So this 3, 4, 5 method can also be used. So generally, if you don't have any instrument like that, so even using the measuring tape, we can draw the perpendicular. Is it okay? So this is just the representation of same things here. 3, 4, 5 method, right? So this is a reference, and this is all about for today's session.